Right, so let's look at Surah 23, 12 to 14.
You're going to stop talking bollocks now.
What?
You're going to stop talking bollocks now.
So yeah, we're not going to talk bollocks anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on. Right. So in the Quran, in Surah 23, Ayah 12 to 13, it says this. Man we did create from a quintessence of clay. Then we placed in him as a drop of sperm in a place of rest, firmly fixed. Then we made the sperm into a clot of congealed blood. Then that clot we made a lump. Then we made out of the lump bones and clothed the bones in flesh. Let's just count up the mistakes in the Quran. And the reason why this is important is because Muslims believe that their Quran is free from any errors, any mistakes. So if there are errors and mistakes, then the good doctor has a good reason to leave Islam, because she won't find this kind of inconsistency in the Christian faith. Now, mistake number one is that it says that we are placed, that a drop of sperm is placed in us and we are created from sperm. There's no mention of the egg. There's no egg. It's the sperm is planted inside the woman and then everything is enacted on the sperm. But we know in embryology, the sperm fuses with the egg and a new being is born. Correction number two. It says that the embryo is firmly fixed. The embryo is not firmly fixed. Many embryos come away. Their placenta fails and they come away from the womb. Furthermore, it said we made the sperm congealed blood. That's a scab, ladies and gentlemen. At no point is a sperm ever turned into a scab. That's just flat out mistake in the Quran. Then it says that the scab is turned into a lump of flesh. I'm going to be generous and I'm just going to give her that one. Right? But then it says that lump of flesh is turned into bones. And then that bone is clothed in flesh. Yes. Now the problem with this is that when you study embryology, your bones and your flesh grow together at the same time. They don't grow in sequence, they grow at the same time. The embryology of the Quran is wrong, the Quran is full of errors, and that is a good reason for Muslims to leave Islam and to look again at the Christian faith. Over to you, Doctor.
I will just see now, one of our great scholars, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, at that time, he just gave ruling. He said, for a scholar, it's not permissible to do a long talk with a person who doesn't know anything. Because you just tell me, have you ever read embryology?
What?
Have you ever read embryology? Are you an embryologist?
No, I'm not an embryologist, but I have read about this particular matter.
Okay. Have you read the father of embryology? Have you read on these ayah? Because the father of embryology, the Keith Moore, he researched on these ayah, on these specific ayahs. He took each ayah and he just saw under the microscope. Have you read Keith Moore?
No, I have not read Keith Moore.
So you just go, read the work of the Keith Moore. Okay, Keith Moore is the father of radiology, whose books we read during our medical.
And are you aware that Keith Moore retracted that work?
He
Are you aware?
He researched because he was
Keith
a man of knowledge.
Keith Moore basically grifted off the Muslim community by telling them what they want. He made a fortune, and then privately in correspondence, he retracted what he said. He basically took the Muslim community for mugs, did a tour around the Islamic world, telling them what they wanted to hear, made himself a fortune, and then retracted the statements privately. No, but I've met someone who's corresponded with him privately. I have not read.
Keith Moore was hundreds of years back. Who you met?
No.
Who you met?
I don't. Keith Moore.
Yeah.
Go on. What did Keith Moore say? Quote him to me. Quote him to me.
It's a long work. It's a long research. You should go and just read it.
No.
Okay. So, but he just recited the ayahs. It's the
Maybe I'm getting him mixed up with some other guy. Embryologist then.
yeah, because he was hundreds of years back. The Keith Moore. And one thing I just want to tell all of you that many people, it's not that we research the many things which like Christians invent, like the Jews invent, anybody invents. We just go, we just research there. Okay, so the people in the West, they have researched a lot on each and every ayah of the Quran. It's not like that they were doing to become the Muslim. They were just researching like anything. They were just researching, okay? So, now, what he read, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري ولقد خلقنا الإنسان من سلالة من طين. And this is for sure that we have made human from the extract of the.
She lied.
Okay.
Keith Moore is not hundreds of years ago. She lied. Keith Moore is not hundreds of years ago. He's the man that I talked about, and he retracted this work. You said he lived hundreds of years ago.
When he was?
He was around in the Keith Moore, the renowned embryologist and other, was born in 1925. You said he was hundreds of years ago.
Around 100 years. It's 2025.
Hundreds of years ago.
2025.
Hundreds of years ago.
100 of years ago. It's
Passed
2025.
away November 2019. Not hundreds of years ago. You
He
lied.
passed away. No, but he
So
was
Keith
not
Moore is the
researching
man that I'm
2019.
talking about. It's well-known fact. Keith Moore grifted off the Muslim community. He took you all for mugs. He went on a tour around the Middle East, telling you what you wanted to hear. He made a fortune, and then in private correspondence with someone that I met personally,
We don't take him
who
as a
told
scholar
me
of
about
Islam.
it, who wrote to Keith Moore, he retracted what he said, and he retracted what he said.
You just produce that then. We have the books, okay?
Yes,
So
the
we have
books that he
research, we
did
have
to
research.
make money out of a gullible audience.
You cannot say anything for a person which is not in the word at least. Okay. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ. And for sure, we have made human from the extract of the mud. Okay. So our sperms are made, our eggs are made from what we eat.
Madam,
okay?
are you talking to me or are you talking to
Everybody,
these guys?
everybody,
Then maybe talk to everybody.
Everybody. So the sperms and the eggs, they are made from what we eat. Okay, what we eat from that. Every part of our body is made what we eat. Okay, we are what we eat. So this is said. Then جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً مِّن قَرَارٍ مَكِينٍ. You know, this is, if you have read the grammar, if you know the Arabic grammar, this is like every grammar has its own rules. Like English grammar has its own rule, Arabic grammar has its own rule, maybe Latin grammar has its own rule. So this is the rule of the Arabic. When you talk about the male, the female is taken automatically. When you talk about singular, the male, what do you call it?
Animals, plurals, humans, we use the feminine.
Yeah, then the female is automatically, it is said that it is like it's there, okay? And if it is said, like if they say that man and the female together, then the both are said. That if they say male, then the female is automatically.
This is called ad hoc reasoning. It's called ad hoc reasoning.
You should go and read the grammar.
It's called ad hoc reasoning. The Quran doesn't say what she wants it to say.
No.
So, by the invention of a grammatical rule, she makes it what she wants to say.
You just.
Embryology is not decided by Arabic grammar.
The Quran is in Arabic.
Remember you quoted AI. Do you remember when she quoted AI as an authority in our debate earlier?
I was not quoting.
She did. She quoted the AI. She quoted and she showed it to me, so I saw it with my own eyes, and you saw it as well. Let me quote her authority that she used earlier in the debate. In embryonic development, bone and flesh, which is muscle tissue, generally develop together, but through distinct processes. In other words, it is not bones then flesh, as the Quran says, but bones and flesh at every stage. The Quran is wrong.
The Quran is not wrong.
Yes, it is.
Quran, like in the Bible, you have added a long discussion. This is not the style of Allah. This is not the style of Allah that you just. This is the Prophet. Prophet is for that. We are told something in the Quran, and the description is given by the Prophet. Description is given by the Prophet. If Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, He gives such a long. This Hyde Park will fill with the Quran. If everything should be there, the Hyde Park will. Allah sends the book. Allah sends the Prophet with that. Allah sends the revelation.
And he got it wrong.
No, I'm just talking, don't interrupt me. Allah sends the revelation, Allah sends the Prophet to explain that revelation. That's why the Prophet's life is also saved, because that's the explanation of the revelation. So, what Allah said, what is Allah said? Allah just tells us the basic, the Prophet explains everything, because he is also told.
So where did the Prophet explain that bones and flesh were given? Where does the Prophet explain that bones and flesh grow together? Yeah, because I haven't got time for a giant Islamic lecture. Come to your point.
You don't know the Arabic grammar, you don't
Which
know
is
embryology.
irrelevant. You don't know embryology.
I don't know
Are
embryology.
you saying that bones?
Subhanallah.
Are you saying that bones come before flesh?
I'm just.
Are you saying that bones come before flesh? Are you saying bones come before flesh? Okay, guys, she's speaking to you. She stopped having a conversation with me.
Because
So I'm just going to have a conversation with all of you now. And then I'm going to go, and you guys can decide whether you want to listen further.
You are not.
Madam, you stopped talking to me 5 minutes ago.
Now just let me
No, because you're not talking to me. You're not talking. You're not even talking to them.
You were also not talking to me.
I was talking to
everybody.
yes,
You
and
were
you're
talking
not.
to
You're
everybody.
just talking to these two.
You were
So what I'm
talking
going to
to
say, guys,
everybody.
is this:
You were talking and walking with everybody.
we
so
have
now let
shown in the Quran that there are scientific errors, demonstrable errors, clear errors. The Quran claims to be free from error.
Yeah.
And so because it claims to be free from error, if we find errors within it, then that means it is not from God.
It is from God,
And that means that the good doctor has good reason to look again at the Christian faith
No.
and to examine the Christian faith, something she says no to. In other words, she's saying I'm closed-minded, but she's just demonstrated closed-mindedness.
No. I'm just trying
Like-
to. You just.
Then come to the point.
Let me complete.
Come to the
Let
point.
me complete.
Come
Should
to
I
the
complete?
point. Yeah, but can we do it timed? Can we do it timed? Can we do it timed?
Before you were not talking about time, because I also didn't have time. But you were just talking about running.
Because-
Now you want
because-
to run away. That's why you just
Okay,
talking about time.
I'm going to stay and we're going to do this.
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain.
But try talking to everybody, madam. Look at all these people behind you.
You just come around me. Okay. So Allah said, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ, and for sure.
Do you guys want to stand over there so she faces everybody?
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job there.
Right, there we go. Now we can face the crowd together.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ, and for sure we have made human from the extract of the mud. Okay? ثُمَّ جَعَلْ, and now this is also the expression. What is the extract of the mud? Whatever we eat. Whatever we eat. It's the extract of the mud. Even if we eat animals, what is the diet of the animals? It
Not
comes
mud.
from the mud. Okay? ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ,
Not mud.
ثُمَّ
Mud is not
جَعَلْنَاهُ,
consumed except by certain creatures. Not all creatures consume mud.
Then we put that thing, that nutfa, in qararin makin. Qararin makin, that means that something in which it resides. That's the womb. That's the womb. where it resides. Okay?
Not the egg.
Thumma.
The sperm goes in the womb, the egg is not mentioned.
Nutfa
Error number 2.
According to grammar, when Nutfa said it means the whole thing, okay?
Doesn't, no, that's an assertion. You're asserting into the text what is not there. It says sperm into the womb, as you've just admitted, not sperm into the egg.
And the alaqa is that the clot. Alaqa is that clot.
Are you
If
saying
go-
that babies are
if you go
clots?
Initially. If you
No,
say- if
that's
you
a
take
lie.
the form of a clot.
No, it
If you-
isn't.
That's why when the miscarriage is in the early days, it's just the clot. You cannot see the baby when the miscarriage is in the early
That's
days.
because
It's
blood is
just the
being
clot.
evacuated
It's
with
just
the egg.
clot.
That's
Then-
not the egg. The blood is not the egg.
Then we made that clot like a morsel, mudga. Like you see the morsel of the food, like morsel of the food, like a bite, fruit's bite. Like you see,
Are embryos ever clots of blood?
initial
embryos
stage,
ever
in the
clots-
initial stage.
AI overview
You
to
didn't
the
show the
question,
image.
are
You didn't
embryos,
show the image.
look, are embryos ever clots of blood?
It's not
Answer,
clots of blood.
no,
It's like-
embryos
it's
are
like-
not clots
it's
of
like
blood.
a clot of blood. It's not clot of blood. It's like a clot
Thank
of blood.
you, it's not a
Like
clot of blood. The Quran gets
Like
it
a
wrong
clot of
again.
blood. It's
Carry
like
on.
It's like a clot
Carry
of
on.
blood. I didn't
Doesn't
say
say
it.
like.
I didn't
It
say
says
it.
we
No,
turn the sperm into a
I said-
clot of blood.
It didn't.
I'll
say
read it
clot.
again.
I
I'll
said-
read it again.
No.
Yes, it does. You just lied to everybody.
Then we made that clot-like thing into mudga. Like
We made the
thing.
sperm into a clot of congealed
Because
blood.
it's yours.
Where
It's
was the
yours.
word like?
Quran is not said in
Where
English.
was the
Quran
word
was
like?
not sent in English.
Doesn't say
Quran
that.
was sent
Show me in Arabic where the word like is.
Quran.
Where is
Just go
where
to
is the
grammar.
word
I'm not
like
here
in
to-
the Arabic?
I'm not here to teach you grammar. I'm not here
You're
to teach you
lying.
virgin,
You're
virgin.
making
No,
up
I'm
grammatical
not.
rules.
I'm not.
Wherever
I'm
the
not.
Quran gets it wrong, we just
No.
insert the word like.
No.
Because that's a grammatical
No,
rule
no.
of Arabic. That's rubbish.
just like a
Because
clot.
that would mean, if it was a rule of
You-
grammar, that when anyone
Just-
gets anything wrong, you would just insert the word like.
Then we made that clot-like bite. فخلقنا المضغة إضاما. Then we made that bite-like thing into إضاما. إضاما is what? That thing.
A lump.
Lump, the flesh, like you can say the flesh-like thing. Okay? Then فقسونا العظام لحما. إضام مضغة إضام. إضام is like bony thing. إضام is like bony thing.
No, it's bones.
فقسونا
It's bones.
Yeah, bones.
Not a bony thing.
Bone and bony
Bones.
thing. Yeah, bones.
She misled you again. The Arabic does not say bony thing, it says
Is a-
bones.
Okay, bone. Okay, you can say
Bones, bones,
bone. Yeah, from that
Bones.
the bones are formed. The bones are formed. Okay. فقسونا العظام لحما. فقسونا. Then فقسونا means like we are like this and we just wear some robe. Like the bones are made and then the flesh
covers them.
Covers that.
So that's
flesh covers that.
sequential, isn't it? She just admitted it's sequential. But the fact of the matter is, now she's admitted that the Quran does say it's sequential.
Let me complete.
Go and look
Let me
up
complete.
when
ثم-
bones and
ثم
flesh
أنشأناه
develop.
خلقاً آخر.
They have developed
ثم
together
أنشأناه.
from
No,
the
it's not.
mesoderm.
It's not.
Yes, you can. You can Google it
It's
right
not.
now.
No, embryology. You
Where do bones and flesh develop?
You read
They develop
yourself.
together
No,
from
no,
the
not
mesoderm,
together. Not
and she
together.
just admitted the
Not
Quran said
together.
sequentially.
Only the
You get the
epiphyseal
bones and then you clothe them in flesh.
Yes.
In other words, the Quran is
Because
wrong
only-
again.
No, only the epiphyseal centers develop with the flesh, not the full bones. Bones develop later and then they were covered with the
So the Quran is wrong because she's just admitted
Quran is not
that the
wrong. Quran
bones
is saying-
develop
You don't know
later.
embryology. You
But the
don't know
Quran,
anything. Just
the
like
Quran said the bones came first. She's just admitted they come later. So the Quran is wrong.
bones and the bony fragments are different. Quran
Yes, it's
has
called
1,000 words for
calcification.
bones. Arabic
called
has 1,000
calcification.
words for bones.
Children are not born with
You
fully
don't-
developed bones.
you don't-
It happens outside of the womb.
You don't-
The Quran is completely wrong
Quran is
from
saying-
beginning to
Quran
end.
is saying, "Thumma ansha'nahu khalqan akhar." Then we complete that. Then we complete that further. Further. Even outside, even not inside. Quran says, "Thumma ansha'nahu khalqan akhar." Then we complete that. We complete that. It's not said that inside all the thing is completed. Our brain develops outside.
It does not say that in this text. Look, where is the outside bit? Where is
I
it?
didn't say outside.
Where
I'm
is it?
explaining. I'm explaining.
Did she not try to
No.
say further outside?
Allah said,
Doesn't
he said-
mention that. Says a fetus, a lump, and when we made out of the lump bones
Yeah.
and clothed the bones with flesh.
Flesh.
That
And
is
then-
an error.
ثم أنشأناه.
Bones and flesh both grow from the
No,
mesoderm.
No.
They
Bones
grow
are like these
together.
bones. We don't
They
do
grow together.
No.
And calcification completes outside of the womb.
Yeah, ثم
This does
أنشأناه
not say a bony thing. This says bones.
Yeah, bones.
And if bones develop outside of the womb, the Quran is wrong because it's talking
Bones
about
are-
what is happening inside of the womb.
Everything
So
initially,
every part of this
everything
verse is
developed
wrong,
inside, it
and
just
this is a doctor
grows outside.
speaking.
Everything is made inside, it just grows outside completely. Allah said, ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر. Then we complete it thoroughly. We complete it
Where? Where does it say that here?
ثم أنشأناه آخر.
Where does it say that? Then we made the bone,
No,
a lump
ثم
made.
أنشأناه
Yeah.
آخر. Ákhar, this one.
What? Where is it in the English?
Then we
Yeah.
develop out of it and
No,
another
it
creator.
says yes, exactly.
Summa.
So she lied to you.
No, I
No,
didn't
she
write
did.
it.
Listen
God
carefully.
completely like
Then
the form.
we developed out of it another
It's just the English
creature.
translation.
Another creature.
That's the human, like from that
Another
part,
creature.
from-
So are you saying that a baby isn't a creature in the womb? Is it the continuation
You are
of the
just
same
like- you
creature
are just
or a
like-
different creature?
Listen, all these stages, if you say at one stage, like if you say that when the early stage, the miscarriage comes, it comes like a clot form. Okay, will you say that it's a baby? No, you will not say. If it comes in the...
Yes, we would. No, yes, we would.
Nobody says.
Yes, we
Nobody
would.
says.
It's a human
Nobody
being.
says.
Yes, we would.
Nobody
Yes,
says.
we would. Yes, I'm saying it.
Nobody says.
Yes,
Nobody
Islam
says.
gets this
You are
wrong
not
as
in
well.
the theatre. You are
Islam
not in the
gets
labor
wrong.
room. No
Islam
doctor
gets
says.
this wrong.
No doctor
Islam
says.
gets this wrong.
No doctor says.
These are
If-
babies from conception. They are human beings.
If at the 4 weeks,
n-
if at
no,
the
it-
4 weeks
no.
the clot comes, nobody
It is
says
still a
baby is
human.
coming out.
Yes,
Everybody says
yes,
clots
women
are
do
coming out.
say, I lost my baby. When a woman has a miscarriage, do they say, oh, I lost my egg? Or do they say, no, I lost my baby?
It's just the conception.
What does a woman say when she has a miscarriage?
It's
I
just
lost
the
my
way-
baby. What would you
No,
say? What would you say? There you go. So you've just been proven wrong.
Because- no.
Woman. Madam, what would you say if you hadn't? I lost my baby. What would you
Okay,
say?
now let me
I
say-
lost my baby.
When
How
even
many
when-
women?
Even when you don't
Are
have
they all
baby,
wrong?
even
Are they all
when-
wrong?
even
Are they all
when-
wrong?
even when you don't have
Are they all
baby,
wrong?
Listen to me. Even if you don't have baby, what will you say? I want a baby. I want a baby. I don't have a baby. Even if you don't have a baby, I want to conceive a baby. Even if the baby is not there, you don't
Yes, that's
conceive
saying you
baby.
want to
You don't
conceive a
conceive-
baby.
You don't conceive
In a
baby.
miscarriage, a woman has lost her baby.
Oh,
When
that's-
is it the baby?
I've never once heard a woman
Just
say,
listen.
I've had a miscarriage, I lost
When
my
you-
egg.
No.
No woman says that.
Excuse me. Let him quiet. Okay.
No.
Listen.
Madam, why are you lying to people?
No, I'm not lying.
You are
Listen,
lying to
Now
people.
listen to me.
And you're trying to get away
No,
from the
no,
debate.
I'm not. You are getting away.
You're trying to
Listen
get away
me.
from the debate.
At least listen to me. Yeah, you, lady, please listen to me. Allah says that all these stages. I'm just saying. Just listen to me. Just ask him.
There you go, guys.
Just ask him not to.
I'm
Just
gonna
ask
go.
him not to.
I'm gonna go. This is a sunk debate.
Ask him not to.